What is going on, everybody? Little impromptu surprise live. I wasn't really planning on going tonight, but hey, this is probably going to be my regular spot going forward, so might as well start now, right? So, anyway, well, I did put on the thumbnail update, but then I just checked on CBS and where I did my bracket. And well, I did so bad that they deleted my bracket. So that's awesome. Anyway, so let's see. Let's go through chat here. We got prescription bourbon was in here early. How you doing, prescription bourbon? First of all, I'm gonna pour something. I'm gonna pour a little of the Jepson's Twins live wire pick barrel 3. So Uh, what's everybody else drinking tonight, or if you're drinking anything? You want my hair? The hair. When you got it, you got to just let it flow, right? So, anyway, yeah, I was really looking forward to how bad I did in my bracket. I know that I picked Kentucky to win the whole thing, and they lost in the first game, so that was awesome. Uh, I know I had Iowa winning, which I should never pick Iowa to win because they are the rival team for me. And let's see here. Who else is here? Prescription Bourbon. Slapshot, good to see you. OS, good to see you. Hey, Big Vic. Good stream last night, Big Vic. You went way longer than I would have. But hey, that was a good stream. Stacy H, how you doing? Welcome. Uh, let's see. James Morgan, first time. Oh, all right. Well, I'll be gentle. I don't think we're going to be talking about cricket too much, but it's okay. Uh, Big Vic, this will not be a 5 hour stream. This is maybe going to be a 2 hour stream. We'll see. Uh, check out that hair. Yep. Let's see here. Richie Z in the house. Evening, Richie. We got, look at that, 21090. Welcome. Let's see here. See if I'm missing anybody here. Doesn't look like I'm missing anybody, but so did anybody else fill out a bracket? Like to know how you guys' brackets held up this last week. There was a lot of upsets. I know that for a fact. I mean, I thought I did okay picking my bracket, but that it was just all weekend. Somebody was beating a team that I had picked. So, Whiskey Mountains, you got it right. Americans can't understand cricket. Like, to me, cricket is like a round baseball field, but then you stand in the middle. Like, I don't get it. All right. Let's see. Thanks, Big Vic. Hit that like and subscribe, y'all. That really helps my channel. It's actually, first thing I got to do is say thank you all. Since my last stream, I cracked 100 subs. Now we're up to 130. So, cheers, y'all. All right. Andrew Ramirez been on a little copper and cast 5 year. I don't know if I know that one, but it sounds 5 years is always pretty good. Let's see. Stacey H. Tossed your bracket after the first round. Uh, and then James Morgan, it says all about the Google, the spin that goes past the bat. I don't I don't know that. That's foreign terms to me. Google is a thing that you use to search for stuff. Let's see. Prescription bourbon, fill that one bracket. Did not pick UK. Probably a good idea, but it wouldn't matter because, like you said, brackets got busted. Oh, see, we got a Duke versus Zags. Ooh, that would be a good matchup. But I don't know. Let's see here. Well, thanks for coming in, Trish. Hope you have a good one, and as we always say, see you in 10 minutes. Let's see here, and then Lincoln friend that plays in a big league. And what sport? Cricket? How do you break your like? Is it from like the ball or whatever they call it? How do you break your finger? I don't know. I'm gonna have James Morgan explain the ins and outs of cricket one of these days. But before I get that started, I got this little banner. So if you're ever interested in coming on the live stream, just email me at fifthquartertailgate@gmail.com, and we'll get you situated. I want to kind of make it so that we all are talking about a similar sport at a time, and maybe like 4 or 5 people, nothing too crazy. But anyway, let's get back to chat here. I feel like you get more than 4 or 5 people talking about sports, and then it's like it just becomes a shouting match, and nobody can hear what anybody says. So, and even with 4 or 5, probably comes a shouting match there too. But I think we can keep it pretty civil, right? So, hey, Whiskey Mountains, can you give me a little mic check? Make sure I don't suck like the last time. Cheers, everyone. Let's see. Well, I don't really have anything I wanted to talk about, but my bracket being completely busted, and I don't know. We're gonna. Mike, it's much better. Thank you. I don't know. Some days it's great. Some days it's not. All I know is that this has got to come down just a little bit because I feel short. Let's see. Copper and Caster select MGP from Latitude Beverage Co. in Rhode Island. Wow, Rhode Island. You don't hear too many Rhode Island bourbon picks, but let's see. How many picks I still got in? I honestly I don't even know because, like I said, I went to go find it, and we CBS really like just deleted my whole bracket. Had some There was something going on with that bracket when I ended my stream, but I went and fixed the one that I had missed, but I don't know. Just didn't save. I might. I don't know, but we can go and see what pull up some of the upsets here. Wrong one. Let's do that one. But go Pack Go. That's right. Excuse me for a minute while I look up the bracket. Let's see. Man, so speaking of Go Pack Go, been a heck of a week for the Packers. We got Aaron Rodgers back, which that's going to be awesome for us coming. You know, if nobody knows, got to rep the, got to rep the Green Bay right here. But so we lost Aaron Rodgers, and then we got Aaron Rodgers back, and then Devontae Adams, our best wide receiver, he got traded to the Raiders. Let's see, Richie Z. What's my pour? I'm pouring a little of the Jepson's Bourbon Livewire pick barrel 3. I'm gonna pull up the bracket here. Maybe I can figure out how to share a screen again. Bear with me, folks. Sorry, this is still kind of figuring it out. Let's go here and share a screen. Well, let's see. Let's take down Richie's so everybody can see that. See, had Gonzaga winning. They should have won. They're probably going to end up being the Final Four. Let's see here. I am blind as a bat and cannot read. I need a bigger monitor. I need to get one of those 50-inch monitor curve string screens or something. So Boise State got beat by Memphis. They probably should have. Let's see here. Notre Dame. Stacy, you were right. I did pick Notre Dame because you said don't go against the Irish. So, the remaining teams left, I think Gonzaga's got a good chance at probably taking it all. Michigan's scary. I don't know. I think they might take it too. I don't see a Gonzaga versus Michigan matchup. I don't know. Yeah. Friggin' lost Adams. I know the Packers had a little bit of cap space issues, and that helps. With him leaving, maybe we can go get some guys like Odell Beckham or Landry, or I don't know. We'll get somebody good. Hard to be a Browns fan. Stacy, that is dedication if you're still a Browns fan. So good for you. Let's see. Hasn't it always been hard to be a Browns fan? Don't mean to dig on you, Stacy, but Browns, that's a team. Oh no. It's doing the thing again. Uh-oh. All right, let me think. Let me adjust it here. How's that? Maybe I'll drink some water. Seconds of hope and a lifetime of sorrow. Wow. Can't sum that up. Any thoughts on the TC? OS, I didn't catch that game. I was doing some other stuff, but yeah, I've watched a few games, but ever since Kentucky lost, I was like, why do I even have to watch this anymore? Like, I can't. My bracket's busted, but no, I'll catch a couple of the next week's games, and we'll see. Let's see here. Like I said, if I didn't, what's going on, Independent Joe? Welcome. You know, OS. I thought so, but lots of missed calls in the end. That's the thing about basketball. It's such a subjective sport. Everything is kind of on the refs, which I don't know if I like that. At least with and I mean, there's you can replay, but not really calls. I don't think in the basketball. So unlike football, where they can overturn bad calls and stuff. And I don't know, but I've been, Packers have been on the wrong end of those too. So I don't know if there's any real good way to have refs that it's such subjective that somebody's going to have either a bad night or a bad call, and it happens. I like this. We got Nick saying root for St. Peter. Probably a good idea. You know, right now I'm probably just going to go for the underdogs. Got Purdue though, man. They're pretty good too. I don't know. Peacocks. Yeah, I mean that is a pretty awesome mascot. St. Peter's Peacocks. Like, as far as mascots left, the Peacocks are pretty funny. You know. Um, but anyway, well, let's talk bourbon. This is if you haven't had an opportunity to have this Livewire story time Jepson's bourbon pick, you're missing out. This it's just so buttery and like on the palate, and I think it's only about maybe 5 years old from MGP, maybe six, but it tastes a lot older, like close to 10 years old. It's got a nice finish. Mhm. So, so if everybody or all the teams left, who do you guys think is going to win? I think uh, I think Kansas is going to disappoint in Sweet 16. They're probably going to get beat by Providence. So, um, then we got a weird 11-10 matchup in Iowa State and Miami, Florida. Who knows? They're probably maybe Iowa State. I don't know. It's a kind of a pick 'em there. But yeah, this barrel three is phenomenal. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen and go back here and put that down. So anyway, how about shelf turns, man? They always come up with the craziest things. And no, you're never gonna get me to call them thewhiskeychannel.com. Sorry, I'm just not gonna do it. There will forever be the shelf turds. So yeah, like everybody go over to Big Vic's Backyard BS. Uh, go give him a subscribe. Let's see. Let me see if I can pop out. I haven't even gotten the regular chat popped up yet. So let me do that real quick. I've got the StreamYard, but not YouTube. chat. And then just gonna go and go back to StreamYard here. All right. And there we go. Steve Mountains, you aren't a mod. How did that happen? I don't know. Let's see. How's Richie Z not a mod? Let's get. Sorry guys. I'm just still figuring this out. Let's see. Shuftards in our heart. Absolutely. Love that barrel thing. Let's see here. Sorry, I'll keep up with chat here. Dude, this is stressful as heck. I don't know how Cheats like keeps up with chat as much as he does. Cutting in and out. Man, dang this mic. I'm gonna have to like probably buy a new mic or something. I don't know. Let me well, you shouldn't you should be blue now, I think. I think I figured it out. So there you go. Cutting in and out. Is this a little better? Can you hear me now better or no? If not, I might have to pop out for a second and come back in. I don't know. I don't know if I can do that, but yeah. Anyway. Duke don't hate. Huh? Maybe the Duke will be okay. I don't know. Yeah, we'll talk, Adriana. I don't know. No, I like this is a nice mic, but I just don't understand. Like I think it might actually be I've got to put it through a dongle because it won't plug into my computer. So of course, Richie Z, you're always hyping up everybody and saying hello to everybody. You're like a rock star, man. So keep up the good work, man. Just keep saying hello to everybody like you do, and just being yourself. Let me check one thing real quick. No, we're good. Sometimes if it got the settings wrong on it, I don't know. But, dang, Richie, got a knob 15 nightcap, huh? It's a great pour. Great pour. Let's see. Well, I don't really. Let's see. What did I buy this bourbon wise this week? I did, but then like let's see, I put it above me, and then yeah, like I broke my. This is actually probably a lot of it. I broke my little shock mount right before my first stream, and I've got one on the way, but I don't know. There we go. So I don't know, and like it's weird because like in some streams it sounds fine, and then others it sounds really weird, and I don't know. But you guys don't care about mics or want me to talk about my mic. I'll just figure it out. Yeah. Yeah, that's the kind of luck I have. I break things right before I'm gonna do my first live. But I don't know. We'll see if that new shock mount helps at all at the next stream, but maybe not. I don't know. Um, Audio's hard. You're right. Hey, everybody, like Richie says, go to Big Big's Backyard BS and give him a like and subscribe. Hey, what's going on, Cheech? And that's the thing, Cheech. I am using Chrome, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. I think it's just a crappy mic. I don't know. Either crappy mic or a crappy dongle. But much better than my first stream. Well, I'm more cognizant of it, you know. Thanks to Cheech, he kind of gave me some things to some settings to change. So, but anyway, stop using Chrome. Yeah, that might be another. That's my next option. Just like completely change. But anyway, you know what? I'm gonna. I don't have the fancy. I can only have like 6 people because I don't. I have the free version of whatever Streamyard. But I'll go ahead and pin um, Streamyard links for anybody who wants to come in, hang out. Let me see. Did that work? Yeah, it looks like it worked. So, all right. Well, Independent Joe's gonna head out. Good night, Joe. You know, stick with Chrome. Yeah, I usually like to stay away from viruses, so that's why I use Chrome. Uh, but hey, who knows? That'll that'll leave a few in chat. Well, you know, I don't know. Sometimes it's more fun to be on screen than in chat. But anyway, I don't know. What should my next pour be after this? I don't know yet. Thanks for the plugs. You got it. You know, and if you haven't been here before, and I'd like you to go like and subscribe if you could. But looks like we got 16 likes and 15 watching, so I'm doing something right there, I guess. Appreciate y'all. Um, keep it balancing for us. Yeah. Women's Iowa basketball team, a 2 seed, lost to Creighton, a 10 seed. Iowa has best women's basketball player averaging 27 a game. You know what, Nick? I live probably about 40 miles from maybe an hour from where Creighton is, and I have heard nothing more. Like everything about Creighton and how great they are and how they're going to win. And I'm just like that. I don't like. It's, stop. They got lucky. I don't think Iowa played as good as they could have. Uh, Gamecocks are going to take the women's championship. Probably will. I don't know. But still the funniest mascot, you know. Go Cox. That'll get you flagged on YouTube, probably. I don't know. So, I don't know. Well, Louisville, Louisville women's. I don't know, man. It's pretty. It's pretty awesome that the women's bracket sometimes is way more exciting than the men's. You know, and if you haven't watched the women's bracket basketball, you know, some of those games are pretty tough, and like I don't think I'd want to play basketball with any of them. They'd whoop my ass. Like, yeah. Dad wears a Go Cox hat. Don't tell him about the double meaning. I Yeah. So we have the College World Series just not too far away from here, and they South Carolina is always at the College World Series, like every year, and that's uh, so it's college baseball, and when you just hear the Go Cox chants, and it's funny, when you've had a few beers in you and you get 40,000 people yelling Go Cox. Let's see. UConn's still the team to beat. They've been good. Um, but I know they had some issues earlier in the season, I think, but I don't know if they're quite as dominant as they used to be. Not aware of. Well, I'm sure you are able to get some things past him. Whiskey Mountains. While you're if you haven't subscribed to Adriana at Whiskey Mountains, go ahead and do that too, and also Prescription Bourbon. Go. NC State was in the College World Series last year and got yeah. I was actually supposed to head to that game or that series, and I went to the first game. I think it was. There was definitely some angry people, but hey, they I'm not gonna get into it too much, but they had a protocol that they were supposed to do, and they didn't follow it. So hey, what's up, Whiskey Wars? How you doing, man? All right, well, thanks for popping in before you head to bed. Yeah, I know it's a little late, maybe, but I just figured that some people would want to hang out before or right after Shelf Turds, and this is probably going to end up being my spot. Going forward, as always. Hello, you beautiful whiskey people. Exactly. But I don't know. What's my next pour be? I haven't figured out what I want to drink. Just kidding. I know what I'm going to drink. I've got this Eleanor Batch 4. That's that I just got from Crowded Barrel. Yeah, they're pretty good. They just started being able to ship to people, and so that was how I got a bottle because I haven't been to Texas in a long time, but plan to go down there soon. But just haven't been down there. Exactly, OS. That was kind of my point. Like I was thinking maybe going after like right after Monday Night Football, and I know a lot of times they have Monday Night Baseball. The games go late, so it just seems like a nice time. That's kind of after all of those games if you're into it. No, Richie Z. This is actually I think it's an MGP source bourbon. So somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it is. Um, this one is my first Eleanor, Richie Z, and I've really kind of liked it. It's got this like almost root beer barrel note to it, and you know, I love those as growing up as a kid. My grandma would give me those, and it just kind of brings back a little bit of nostalgia there. So yeah, highly recommend it, Richie. If you're ever in either in Texas or now that they're able to ship to, I think most states because they go through Washington D.C. So definitely, definitely check it out. I think it most of their stuff goes through their Patreon first, but um, well, how about you guys? Have you picked up anything lately? Any bottles or anything like that that you're kind of proud of lately, or maybe have been hunting for a while? I know this is gonna sound lame, but I just got my first bottle of OGD 114. It's just not available too much around here, and so I found a bottle and I picked it up, and I'll tell you, I get the hype. I get the hype on the 114 OGD. Uh, let me, let me pour this Eleanor like I said I would. Hey, slap. Oh, nope. Slap jot. Headed off to bed. Well, it's good to see you in here, Slapshot. I hope you did well. You always can give me a call if you just need to hang out or talk. Prescription bourbon. Picked up the Old Forester 117 extra aged. Oh man, that that sounds like something. I won't get into my experience with trying to get a bottle of that, but it was not a good one. We have we have a kind of a unique situation here in Nebraska because that's where I'm from, obviously, where you can get direct from distillery shipping, and OGD just happened to be one of those, or not OGD, but the 114 from Old Forester, and well, let's just say that within 3 minutes, it was kind of a shit show, and it was all sold out. But then, like, I know a couple of people who they got it when they got their shipment in, what they thought they were getting the 117. It actually ended up being the regular 1910. So they were a little upset about that, rightfully so. I can't imagine if you thought you were getting a highly allocated 117 bottle, and then they send you as like a consolation prize just the regular 1910. This as this has opened up. This is the root beer barrel has kind of subsided on the nose, but it's definitely butterscotch and a little bit of smoke from that Texas whiskey. I don't know if you've gotten anybody out there has tried Texas whiskey, but it always seems to have that. It's not really mesquite, but it's just like a campfire type thing, very faint in the background. Yeah. You just get a lot of pepper on the finish. You know that. Oh, Looks like we got somebody in the background. I'll that. How's it going, man?
Great.
Great. What are you sipping on?
I'm sipping on a Smoke Wagon small batch right now.
Small batch. All right. Yeah. You know, that's another company that got in a little hot water this week, didn't they? With their they did that online uh ultra rare thing, but didn't they? And then they like ended up like some people used bots and some people ended up buying like nine bottles or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't hear about that deal.
Yeah, they that was this week.
So they had a release ultra rare and
Yeah, online they
fiasco.
like yeah, I think it was like 100 bottles or something, maybe more. I don't know how many bottles it was, but they had a bunch of sneaker bots or whatever. They all bought all the bottles and supposed to be one per person, but the bots just kept coming and coming, and then they were all of a sudden sold out within minutes. Which I guess such is life in the bourbon world, but I think they're trying to hopefully remedy that in the future. But yeah, they definitely weren't prepped for the ways people get around the system. Like that's my thing. Like just I don't like the people who like why cheat the system? Like this I mean, I know it's to get more money and they're gonna go and flip those bottles, but
Yeah, I mean it's resellers. I mean it's bad enough if they buy one, but when they buy multiples, that's what kills it all.
not even porn pots, it's sneaker pots. Yeah. Yeah, you're right, Nick. See, that's what I'm saying, James. Like, you got to do it by like with the IP address. But the problem is they use VPNs, and they just switch their VPN to a different one and a different one and a different one, and they can do it in milliseconds. They can buy 10, like the 9 bottles before they get caught. So, how's Kentucky? How's it weather out there? Or
Nice. Yeah, we had some beautiful weather this weekend,
yeah,
and today, probably most of tomorrow. I think we're going to get some rain, but it had dipped down. The temperature had dipped back down into the I don't know, into the 40s, 50s yesterday, but it's going to be back in the 70s this rest of this week after the rain. So
so
we had 70s last week. It was beautiful. So
yeah, it was unseasonably warm this weekend. I got to catch a couple baseball games.
yeah, no, Adriana, not at all. I'm a Louisville fan. I'm not a Kentucky fan whatsoever. I do not like Kentucky. So you've
not
got
a
so yeah.
not a UK fan,
No.
huh? So I bet you were pretty happy.
Yeah, I mean it didn't matter one way or another, but yeah, it's just funny seeing everybody who had picked them to go so far and everybody's all upset. So I mean I picked them to win a game or two in my bracket, but
Yeah,
yeah. I never picked them to go all the way.
of course. Can't have the rival win in it,
And Louisville
right?
wasn't even in it this year, so I didn't really have anything in it. So
My bad. Hey, you know that's the thing with Nebraska. We only have really University of Nebraska. They're the sports team. They're kind of our pro team. They're the team. So I mean, we
well,
have small.
like here in Louisville, we've got a small college, Bellarmine University.
Mhm.
They were D2, Division two. They won the national championship. I don't know 6-7 years ago in D2, and they just switched to Division I 2 years ago, and they won their conference, championship this year. But I guess they've got a 4-year, I don't know what they call it, a 4-year deal where they can't get in, they can't go to the NCAA tournament for 4 years because they switched from D2 to D1. So even though they won their conference, they couldn't go this year. So they would have been there, and they in the future you'll see them. But and they literally, that school. I mean, my my house is literally like 2 blocks from that campus. So yeah.
Nick, those are some fighting words, but you're probably right. We do. Our football team, we got the curse of Tom Osborne, I think, back in the 90s, and then after him we just haven't been good. But I don't know. That's but yeah, I think I talked about it last time, but Nebraska has never been good at basketball. I mean, we were one of the last teams that had ever not been to the NCAA tournament. I think there was us and Northwestern, and I think we finally both have gotten into the NCAA tournament. And it was maybe not even 10 years ago that both of us have gotten within the tournament. So basketball has just not been my sport, at least college basketball. Growing up, I would watch, Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls, and the Fab Five and all those teams. But
yeah, I've had some strong football years though in the past. So
yeah, in the past. That's a lot of people say in the past we had some good ones. But, some people think we live in the past too much, and I'm starting to agree with them. With some of our, in fact, most of the team players on our Husker football team have not even been weren't even alive last time we had a legit chance at the national championship. So, oh boy, here we go. Look at this guy.
Derek, man, come online. Absolutely.
All right. What's going on, Derek?
Hold on, wait a minute. Oh, there we go.
Oh, where you at? You're right there, buddy.
Yeah, there you go. Because I asked you first and you didn't reply, so I was like, well, shit, I'm gonna just
come on in.
Hey,
the link is there. Come on.
There you go.
He's hanging out tonight.
There you go. I think I said to you in some other forum, I have no idea which one, that I'm probably gonna watch the Gonzaga game because I want to see about the boys I grew up with from Fayetteville, how they're gonna do.
There you go.
By the way, I'm not from Fayetteville. I went to high school in Arkansas. So, and for those of you on the outside, when I use the word Fayetteville, I mean the University of Arkansas.
Yep. Hey, University of Arkansas has a really good baseball program down there. Husker Razorback baseball program.
It's weird because
the head coach was the head coach at the University of Nebraska before he went to the Arkansas.
Oh,
we let him go, and that makes me mad every time I see him winning national championships and stuff. But,
when are the next set of games coming on?
Thursday.
All right, fair enough. I'll be there. I mean that. By the way, there's a guy in chat. His name is Nick. Look here. Arkansas was named after a daughter of some Indian chief. I can imagine that name being pronounced Arkansas. I cannot imagine any Native American using the term, and I quote, Arkansas. I just can't imagine the phonetics of what I know of Native Americans. And by the way, what I know of Native Americans that was taught to me So it probably is a lot of bullshit, but I give a 60% discount. Even at 40%, I can't imagine Native Americans using the words Arkansas.
No, Arkansas.
What are
Exactly.
you drinking on? What are you drinking on, Scott?
I'm drinking on a little of the Eleanor Batch 4.
All right. Well, I'm gonna put you on the spot since there's only 3 of us. Okay. And I'm, by the way, Scott, I mean no harm. Okay.
No worries.
Before you got this channel,
Right.
the room that you're sitting in didn't have color. I did not know that room was blue. I didn't even actually know your complexion. Don't be offended. Okay. I see things in your room.
Yeah.
And you were asked about that a couple of nights ago. You went,
I was.
I got sunburn. But I was like, oh, no. Oh, no. This motherfucker upgraded his equipment and don't want to tell us about it. So,
I did. I did. I got some lighting.
I know. That's what I'm talking
Definitely
about.
got some good lighting, yeah, or better lighting.
Well, because I got tired of being so dark. In this,
Yes.
like it was just like, I mean, I wasn't quite at Big Vic status. He's not here to argue that, but
it's hard. It's hard to get at that status.
But you know, his thing is he goes outside. So
yes, and that goes a long way. By the way, Nick actually, Nick, you're 2 days too short. My wife had a doctor's appointment, and yeah, I fixed that. So there's nothing under my desk. There's absolutely nothing under my desk, and I'm proud of that. I'm proud of it. By the way, just in case you guys don't know what Nick is referring to, is that I had made several innuendos that I never wanted my wife to come here because underneath this desk was like a lot of empty bottles.
Yeah. Hey, I think I told you or recommended once before, Derek, that you go back and watch ADHD's video how to hide bottles from your wife. Did you ever go back and watch that?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
yeah, somebody can. One of my mods post that in chat. That is easily one of the funniest ADHD whiskey videos I've ever seen. Yeah. Okay. Adriana says, "Way to strategize." Yeah, you gotta be able to hide it. You know, you gotta.
Oh yeah.
Time it.
Like this. Think of it like this. I live in a 3,600 square foot house.
He is here.
My wife has her office. I have my office. My daughter has her, if she has to do remote learning, right outside in the family room. So we don't have to intermingle on quote unquote a personal level. We got a family room for that shit. And so no one comes in here. And I do remember being online. I think it was with Livewire.
Thanks, Adriana.
And I was like, holy shit. My wife is not only awake, but she's in my office. So I immediately got offline.
Well, what you got to worry about is she starts watching you online.
I'm not worried about that because she's generally asleep. She's generally asleep. Like right now, she's good and sleep.
Yeah. Hey, Vic. No, I was just saying, hard to beat your darkness of your lighting there. Nothing wrong with it at all, but it's epic.
It's like moody, kind of like you.
Vic. Yeah, by your, I don't know what you've got out there. You're a fire pit or what? You know, you're just sitting out there enjoying the outdoors, man. It's awesome.
I think it does set the mood. I think that with Vic setting as close as he does to the camera, because keep in mind, right? Prescription Bourbon. What's your given name?
David.
Like as far as you are from your camera, and me, and even Scott, yeah, Vic is way closer to the camera than we are. Okay. The dark background, I don't know if it's a big deal for him. Um, Trust me, if your ass tried to do a dark background, yeah, people would laugh your ass off YouTube.
I'll tell you, yeah, I got a little lighting, but it's not as complex as some other of these channels have. I mean,
You
they
know,
got
Scott,
paid.
Scott, that may well be the case. But I also believe that you should acknowledge what you acknowledge.
Mhm.
I did not see the depth of your room until you put all these things in. So I think the money you spent, I think is well worth it.
Appreciate that, Derek. Appreciate that.
Yeah, what shade of blue is that, Scott?
It's kind of like a really dark blue. I don't know the name of it. It's almost like I don't even know, but it's like almost like grayish blue, like dark blue. I think they call it like nautical blue, but like I don't.
And I mean no harm, but I never noticed that shit before.
Oh yeah, probably not. I mean, just,
I agree. Probably not. I don't know. I don't know either.
why did you have, Adriana? Did you have a kind of a jury rigged lighting setup? Because I mean, mine
If
isn't
she
too bad. It's just a couple LED panels, but that I got off of
I don't know.
Amazon for.
Every time I see that young lady, she's in what I assume is her living room or family room. And those places have a lot of lighting.
Mhm.
And she looks normal. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just saying she looks normal. In my office and probably your office, yeah, lighting is not a big thing.
Yeah. You know, if I had known that I was going to start a channel, I probably would not have colored it this dark of blue. You know, I just liked it because I thought it was kind of soothing and dark and kind of nice. But you
I
got to
know
do
what
a
you mean.
YouTube channel. This is
I know what you mean.
you want to go lighter, not darker.
What? Hey, Vic, I see you chatting over there. Does it, or maybe y'all know, do you film with your camera when you're out there? Your phone. I mean, does he film with his phone or does he use a camera out there?
I think he uses the iPad, but he could.
iPad. Okay, I
Yeah,
got you.
yeah. And I
He
think
like uses his iPad to like film, and then like to do chat, he uses a phone.
Yeah. Okay, makes
Hey,
sense. Makes
and
sense.
that works.
I think in that environment it
Oh, it
works.
absolutely works. Yes.
Well, hey, I know cheap stuff. Like I bought this boom arm thing, and I've already broke it. Like I already broke this little. Good thing this could be replaced. The little shock mount on it.
You just
But
need some rubber bands or something. You can fix it right up.
yeah. Well, the thing about it was it's not the bands that broke. This where it screws into
Ah,
the actual thing got stripped. So I don't know how to fix that. But so I just bought a new one. Hey, what I mean, you can get them for 15, $20 on Amazon, if that. So if I'm gonna keep replacing it, I don't. I'm not gonna spend too much money on it. Like
yeah,
your lighting looks
I agree
good.
with
I mean,
Richie there. I think sound is. I said earlier, audio is hard. I mean, sound is, man, it is way
like
more important than video.
And by the
Absolutely.
way, I can agree with that. By the way, I can definitely agree with that.
too bad I have a kind of crappy mic that likes to lower and raise. I don't know how to situate that.
I mean, I haven't done any lives yet. I just do, edited videos and I fight with audio all the time. And I think I'm on a fourth mic, so So I understand. It's crazy.
It's
I'm gonna
kind of a
ask
little
you guys-
breaking the
look,
fourth wall a little bit.
By the way, Scott, this is not for you, but for those of you who do editing, can't you fix that shit on the edit side?
There's only so much you can do.
There's only so
Like,
much you can do. I mean,
yeah.
yeah. I mean,
I mean,
I've run it through and take a bunch off and all that, and then you got to raise it back up and all this stuff. And yeah, I mean, I cleaned it up quite a bit, but I mean, it took me till this mic. Actually, I think my last mic was almost as good as this one I'm using now. But the first two mics, I mean, I had all kinds of audio that I could not clean out of there. I mean, I tried so hard to scrub that stuff, and it's like there was still stuff I couldn't get out of there. And I think it's pretty good now. So I'm not saying it's awesome or anything, but it's way better than it was a year and a half ago. So
Richie, yeah, like my mic is fine. I have to learn to not like move. Like you gotta like eat the mic, they say, you know. Like, I've got to be right on my mic before it like. If I start talking like this over here, it gets kind of.
See, and I don't want to live that. I don't want to live that life experience. I'm not trying to be funny.
No,
I mean, for a living, what I do for a living doesn't matter. But I have to be on this camera more hours than I'm willing to admit to you guys. And so as a result, oh shit. I want to be able to move around to tell people what the fuck is going on.
it's hard to fix bad audio and make it sound natural. That's probably true. Like, there's only so much you can do and edit it.
Fair enough. What I was referring to when I asked the question, thank you very much, is that in the Linux world, I don't forget the name of the software I use, I can actually control what I can raise up and what I can lower. That was the reason I was mentioning, can you fix that shit? And I'm assuming all of you guys are using Mac, and you have way better software than I use. So I just assumed if I can do that shit on the Linux side, you guys could kick ass on the Mac side.
Check out Prescription Bourbon, obviously.
thanks, Adriana. Yeah.
Jealous of my hair. Hey, I have really good genes, and part of that is because my great grandmother was full-blood Native American Sioux. So,
God damn it!
like
Shit,
my hair
wife
just
wrote me a
looks.
drink. My wife wrote me a drink. God damn it! I love it.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, Derek, I think there's the software out there is amazing, no matter what platform you're using. I mean, I think
Right.
Mac, Windows. You say you use Linux. Software is great stuff, but
There's even like some freeware out there that's pretty good. Like, I haven't went into the whole edited content stuff, but I've looked at it, and there's like I think it's called like DaVinci Resolve or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a freeware.
yeah,
It's kind of a
is
learning
DaVinci
curve.
free though? I think that one's a pay one. They might have a free version, but
No,
It may not be paid.
I think you have to give the man some
Yeah.
money.
I think
Oh,
that one costs money. But yeah, I use a free one. I mean, I started using. I've used something called Shotcut, which is just part of the, I don't even know how you pronounce it. The GNU, the GNU, freeware, whatever, public license deal. And on Windows, I don't use a Mac. I use Windows, and I use something called Shotcut. And it's basically frame by frame stuff. You can splice it and edit it and lay tracks on top of each other. And once you figure it out, it's not bad at all.
I will tell you this. I
It's that.
love it because I get a lot of free shit. I only use video editing for my wife's birthday. Every year, I come up with something to do. I hired a singer to sing "I Love Is Here to Stay," and I edited some things with that. That was for the last year. I've been doing it for a while. I get the clips in and I do all the editing to make a nice video card for my wife. But that's about it.
Nice.
All right. Well, we're losing subscribers, so the very few that I have. So they don't want to hear about this video editing.
Geez, Scott, I'm sorry.
Oh no.
No, it's good. I started it probably.
Need to talk about bourbon some more.
I know. We got to talk about bourbon.
We do.
So, David, is there a bourbon that is going to come out within the next few months that you're like, oh, I've got to get that?
Yeah, it's hard to say. I've been waiting. Honestly, I've been waiting for several, but and they keep pushing the dates and all that. But the big one I've been waiting on for a while here that I think is actually going to come out here in the next couple months is the next release of the Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Proof Rye. I think that's supposed to be hitting in the next 1 to 2 months, but who knows? So I did not get one of those on the first release. I never got one of those Tennessee Tasters, but yeah, definitely would love to grab a Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Proof Rye.
By the way, I'm glad you mentioned Jack Daniel's. Jack Daniel's, the Select, Jack Daniel's Select Barrel Proof. I could find it anywhere here in Chicago. Up until word came out about the Coy Hill, and there's one other Jack Daniel's that's being released. Some sort of 10, Jack Daniel 10, doesn't matter.
There was a 10-year, yeah.
Yeah. The second that was announced, all the Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Select they just dried up.
Thanks for coming in. Thanks for modding.
And I haven't seen them since.
Yeah, they've disappeared around here too, and I don't know that it's necessarily because of that JD10 and that Coy Hill release. It could be other reasons. I'm not sure what it is, but yeah, the single barrels, even just the basic single barrels, the bourbon, or not the bourbon, but the whiskey and the rye, have disappeared around here also.
Now that I can find, and by the way, I have let me go back to the chat. I want to be clear here. I have a slight of a problem. I don't drink a lot of 98 proof whiskeys. The problem with 98 proof whiskeys with me is there's no incentive to stop drinking them.
Too light?
Oh. I opened this at the beginning of Vic's stream.
Dang.
I'm going to say this once again. I opened this at the beginning of Vic's stream.
Hey, but you know what? Those are really good. They're crushing.
So the 90 proof things are just not my thing because I have no incentive to stop. When I have higher proof whiskeys, there's a part of me that says, okay, it's time to go to bed. That shit, there's nothing that tells me it's time to go to bed.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in, Richie Z, as always. Yeah, we're probably only going to go maybe another 15, 20 minutes. Maybe. I don't know. We may go to the top of the hour. I don't know. We'll see.
Scott,
That's how I feel.
Yeah, I think
I came to liven you up, baby.
Liven me up. So
yeah,
you
they
need
had
to go
that
to
10-year last year. I think they're coming out with a 12-year this year also. So I don't know when that's coming out though. But
Yeah, that you know what that means. That means I won't get shit.
no, I understand. Yeah, but
the thing that
they
I'm
definitely
intrigued about.
they filed the filing for the label and all that for a 12-year. So I think that's coming out this year. So
I'm intrigued about the Knob Creek 18 that's supposed to come out. However, I didn't love the 15. I thought it was a little over oaked and a little underproof. And I think the Knob Creek 18 is going to be the same proof, which 100 proof for like I don't understand why they're not just making it cast strength or 100.
I will say this, Scott. I like Knob Creek, okay, and I love the 12, okay. I thought it was there was no bite, there was no nothing. It's just like it just went down. There's a thing. I've never had Elijah Craig 18, but every time I hear you guys who have had it talk about it, and you're disgust, you guys actually make me think that's some shit I want. I like.
I will be
I
the
like
first to tell you that I do not want it.
you like oak?
Yes,
It's
yes.
really oaky.
I like heavily oaked things, and so as a result, as you guys discuss Elijah Craig 18 as this thing, all I can think about was, shit, I want that. As a result, back to your Knob Creek.
Yeah.
Dude, if I think I could find it, I would take it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, man.
I mean, as
Hey, the good thing about bourbon is there's a lot of it. I know people don't think it. But there's a lot of it.
And everyone's palate is different. And I think some of us have tried to, not some of us, but some of you guys have tried to say that early and often. Not everyone's palate is the same. I like the heavy oak. I mean, from 1910 to Penelope to Toasted Oak Holiday to Peerless to doesn't matter. Just put extra oak in it, and I'm gonna like it.
Right.
That's great. Yeah, and generally I like it also, but sometimes it depends. Sometimes it can be not right, but
For me,
but generally I
think
like oak also.
I think when it's like lower proof, like 100 proof, and then high oak, that's where I get a weird balance. That's
Right.
off.
Well,
So
well,
like
back
the
on
Knob Creek,
Scott,
Knob
I
Creek
mean,
15 is like
yeah,
100 proof, but like really over oaky. And I get why
Yeah.
it's 100 proof because it's really over oaked.
right.
Like,
I've had a bunch of Knob Creek single barrels, the 120s, and I've had a bunch of different ages on those up to. I don't think I've had up to 15 years. I think I've had up to 13 or 14 years for sure.
yeah, I think I have like the oldest one I have is a 14.8.
Yeah.
14 year 8
Okay,
month.
that's what I was going to ask. What have you had? But I know they've had like the 12. They had a cast strength release of the Knob Creek 12, just the standard 12. The regular 12 and then 12 cast strength. But yeah, that was my question. What was the oldest single barrel you had? So 14.
Yeah, and like I like the single barrels. I think I mean I'm not in the distillery. I don't know how they blend or what they're blending, but like I know that they ended the 15-year program for not the single barrels. Then all of a sudden came out with a 100 proof single barrel. Or not single barrel, but 15-year
right.
100 proof. And it's kind of like I feel like Well, did they just batch all of the crap that nobody wanted, or like that the final batches that like nobody wanted, and then proofed it down to 100 because it was over oaked or whatever?
I will tell you this. I've only had the 12, and it wasn't the foolproof whatever. It was
100 proof 12.
It was 100 proof, and I thought it was as smooth as anything I've ever tasted in my entire life, and I loved it. Yes, I
Yep.
loved it.
That is easily one of my favorite. Like if I could have like just that for the rest of my life, I'd probably be okay.
And by the way, I want to say this: if I could get that bastard at 120 proof, at full proof, whatever the case may be, okay, because I'm all about being smacked in the mouth. I love it. Okay, I love the idea of 120 proof and above, because 120 proof and above keeps me out of trouble. And to quote the great Forrest Gump, that's all I got to say about that.
Nick makes a good point. That EC18, it's only 90 proof. So like maybe for me, it's just the fact that like it may be older, but it's lower proof, and that does something with the woods and the oak to me that it's just off-putting for me. But hey, if you like EC18, go buy it. If I find it and you like it, I will gladly message you and we can.
Outstanding, Scott.
I've got one Elijah Craig 18 that I don't flip bottles.
Not for me.
I collect bottles and I plan on eventually opening them, but I've got a lot of bottles I haven't opened, and that's one of them. I've got an EC18 that I have not opened. I will someday, but I think it's a 2019, EC18.
And by the way, just so you guys know, I mean, Scott already knows, but you probably don't. Shit, I'm not a collector. I'm a fucking drinker.
Yeah, I know.
That's all right. Hey, every bottle of mine, besides a spare, is open. Like if I have a spare of something, then it's in the back. Like
I've bought way too much. I mean, I drink a lot, and I go through them, but I mean, I got more than I can drink, So I mean, I open them and drink them, but I'll get to them eventually. But I've actually stopped buying a lot of stuff, so I still buy some.
As you should, goddamn it.
Yeah.
I told myself at the beginning of the year, I'm gonna stop drinking. I'm gonna stop buying, crazy bottles, and then all of a sudden, Barrel comes out with Barrel Seagrass 16, and I'm like, ooh, pretty, and I bought that, and that went out the window. So,
I just bought just a regular, my first Barrel Seagrass regular one.
Yeah,
and this is, you got to get a microscope to look at it, or a magnifying glass to look at it.
But find the batch on the thing.
That's the bottle I bought, and I didn't like it.
You didn't like Seagrass?
Yeah, what? I agree, Derek.
It's weird.
It's growing on me, but I bought a pour at a bar the first time I had it, and I didn't like it. And then I got another sample and whatever and all that. I went ahead and finally bought this bottle. I haven't opened it yet either, but I will open this one pretty soon, I think. But I think it's growing on me. But
I don't know.
Andrew, I think you just found my new shirt merch idea. Pretty.
I don't know. There's just something about it that just didn't sit well with me. I mean, sadly, I bought it because of the rave, and I'm ashamed that I did that. But once I bought it and I actually poured it in a glass, I was like, okay. And then I did a Derek thing. I put a cube of ice in it, and that shit didn't fix it.
No, I'll go ahead and open this right now. But this, like I say, this is batch 5. And I see Andrew Vermeer on there is talking about it. But, I mean, this batch has 22,927 bottles in it. So almost 23,000
So-
bottles in this batch.
So Andrew, it's like the hardest thing to figure out what batch you have, but it is.
Well, you
Where
just need a
the-
magnifying glass. But,
Yeah, you need a magnifying
or a
glass, first
smartphone,
of all.
but you can zoom in. But
Yeah. And it's right along where like the green and the yellow meet, right?
Yeah, I didn't do
And
that.
it's right in the right hand corner. There's like a little tiny number that's probably
it's right there. So
right in the middle. Like it's right there in the corner. And you can barely tell what it is, but get either get your computer, your smartphone out, and zoom into like, I'm not even kidding, like 100%. Like,
yeah, you're not kidding.
Like I
It's-
mean,
it's,
like
it's
100 times.
microscopic.
Like
I mean,
it's tiny, and it'll be right there in the corner. I think I ended up getting a batch one. I drank that one right away before I knew that I liked it. I clearly liked it.
I don't remember.
I think I'm on my
bought-
fourth
I bought
bottle.
2 bottles. I bought 2 bottles. I had some people over. None of us like either bottle. Yeah, I didn't find out which batch. Either way, yeah, I probably won't buy it again.
yeah.
Hey,
The nose on this is great right now.
like
Probably one of the best noses I've had tonight, and I've been going down a whole line of stuff that I had sampled earlier. But yeah, great
see,
nose.
that's the thing. Like I'm sure like you, David, and I, like we've had enough bourbons and ryes in our life that we're like, okay, give me the weird. Like, like we need to be kind of challenged mentally. And that Seagrass rye, it takes you for a ride where you're like, what am I drinking?
Hold up, Scott. I don't know if I need anything new. What I need, okay, is different variations on things that are good. And let me explain. I love Elijah Craig Bear Proof, and I love hearing you guys complain about different versions of it. And I've had several of the versions you guys had, and you guys claim this one was bad. This one, I actually like the taste of it. I've also heard the sweet little girl, the tiny girl in Utah.
Adriana.
Yes, she claims that Old Forest of 1920 is not her thing. I love Old Forest 1920. It stands up to ice. It stands up on its own. You can share it with people.
No, I agree with you, Derek. I love 1920. And her husband, Nick, who's been in this, they've both been in the chat tonight here. He's always been, for the last few weeks, we've been kind of in the chat, and he's a big 1910 fan, and he's always like 1910 is better than 1920, and I'm like 1920 is better than 1910.
With you, I like the 1920. I don't.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna go for like a toasted or a double oaked of that kind of caliber, I'm going Woodford double oaked. I just, for some reason, that hits my flavor profile a lot better than the 1910.
But I like the 1920. It, like I said, with ice or on its own,
There
it
he is.
works well. The problem I have with 1910, Nick, is there is no mouthfeel. Yes, the taste is nice, but Kool-Aid also tastes nice.
I'm not.
And I don't come here to hang out with you guys about Kool-Aid. What I'm getting at is I need a mouthfeel. And the only reason I hang out with Penelope, Nick, Penelope, and God, what's my boy right here? Yeah, don't judge me. Lucky Seven.
Lucky Seven. Is that the proprietor?
The Holiday Toast.
Oh, Holiday Toast.
Yeah, because I actually like a mouthfeel. 115 proof. There's a problem with 91 proof, y'all. I'm sorry. Let's start there. There's a problem with that.
I don't know. Well, and that's the thing. Like, no one bourbon is going to be for everybody. There's always going to be somebody that hates it.
You know, fair enough to diffuse that, Scott. I love you. What I get at is, I like higher proof bourbons, and I don't think Woodford Reserve Double Oak or 1910 at their proof, they don't entertain me.
What's 1910? Is that like 94 proof, 93 proof?
It's 90-ish.
It's in the 90s, mid 90s.
Yeah, it's in the 90s.
93, I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't have one here, but yeah.
I can drink that, but then like I can go to the 1920 that I like better.
Exactly.
It's a little bit more expensive.
Yeah, and I'll admit, I mean, I love the 1920, but I will admit that if I just grab a pour of that out of the blue, sometimes it comes in a little hot. I mean, without any question. And I don't ever put water in a bourbon, but I might drop an ice cube in there.
But
which is basically adding water. But I might drop an ice cube in there.
But I would tell you, in my opinion, if you take Woodford Reserve Double Oak, have a drink of it, and then try the Old Forester 1910, you would swear Woodford Reserve was fucking with you. That being said, I think that it matters the order in which you take them. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. I think the order matters.
Yeah, I agree. And I did a video a couple months ago with a bunch of. They weren't all double oaked. They were, I think I called it oaked. I forget what I called it, charred and whatever. They were all some kind of manipulation with the wood. And I had 1910 and Woodford Double Oak in that lineup with a couple other things. And the Woodford Double Oak is what took it for me that day. I mean, it's definitely. I mean, I'm a Woodford fan in general, which I know a lot of people are not.
No,
I don't know why.
And by the way, and sadly, I wasn't even there, and I know why that happened. Yeah. That's weird. In my taste buds, there was no mouthfeel, but there was more of a hug. The 1910, in my opinion, had a wonderful mouthfeel as compared to the Double Oak. But there was no hug. Once you drank it down, it was over. Yeah. And I think that it depending upon who you are and what your preferences are, I can see that shit swing.
I mean, for me, the Woodford Double Oak is kind of a little bit of nostalgia too. Because like when I was first getting into bourbon, like we started out with the Beam White Label and the like the kind of whatever, like the things you could pour into like some Coke and you'd be fine. But if you really wanted to like impress people who were bourbon drinkers,
God said pour into Coke.
Pour the.
Let me pass out here for a second.
hey, Derek, got to be 20 sometime,
Yeah, I know. And I was drinking tequila when you guys were drinking bourbon. Keep in mind, Scott, and by the way, I mean no harm. Me and you are not the same age. And I don't mean no harm. I'm way older than you. And as a result, yeah, I see shit differently.
Yeah. You've lost so many millions of taste buds, Derek, compared to him that it's
Oh my goodness.
That's why you need that higher proof, right?
Exactly.
Hey man, I live in the 115, 120 range. range. I love that. Like,
And by the way, Scott, I like that range also. I really do. Okay. Every so often, my wife invites people over, and I need to be able to carry a conversation.
hey,
That
been
being
there.
said,
Been there.
that being said, that's why I have Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Select.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. Everybody has to start somewhere, right? You know, and to me, that Woodford Double Oak just was like maple syrup, like pancakes in a glass, and I was like, "Ooh, I like this." You know, before I like really got into like knowing the nuances of flavors and stuff that like a Knob Creek had, or I went for sweet.
By the way, just so you know, I'm not offended by your description.
Yeah.
I still think that's relevant, and I still think I like it. But in the and I'm going to say something offensive to everyone here.
Well, I'll kick you out if it is.
No, not that offensive. In the world of pancake syrup, you have to pick a favorite. I love a 1910 until I ran into Penelope.
Like the toasted barrel?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Penelope was my girl until I ran into Lucky 7 Holiday Toast.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Peerless. The Peerless has a and I've only had a shot of it. With
like the double oaked or whatever.
But I can't find that bottle, so that whole don't exist.
Yeah.
But I
can find it. It's just expensive. You know? That's the thing. Like,
what is it? What is it going at?
For me, it's probably around $99.
Okay, I'm done talking to you, Scott. Okay. Here's the deal. I cannot, for a $50 bottle, pay $90 unless it's set my soul on fire. And I don't know if Peerless set my soul on fire. I will say this. I am willing, at these outrageous prices, willing to pay $120 for a Stag Junior.
Rightfully so.
Because
maybe a little high, but
because I actually like the taste and feel of that in my mouth. I was like, God damn, this is why everybody wants it. But yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, and this is just me talking, but I have not had a pour of the Coy Hill, which it seems like I've heard a lot of people describe it as very, very, very hot.
And by the way, I haven't had it either.
I do have some Stag Junior. I've got a couple bottles of it now, and it is very, very, very hot to me. I do enjoy it, but to me, that's out of all the cast strength, whatever bottles I've got, it just seems very hot. I mean, it's nice, but it is hot.
By the way, I'm going to upset all of your sensibilities.
We got pretty strong sensibilities, Derek. I don't think you're going to upset any of them.
When I have Stag Junior, because I have found a bar here in Chicago, okay, that has Stag Junior, I have it on the rocks.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm prepared.
So you do have it on the rocks. All right.
I'm not sure. I'm convinced. I'm not sure. I'm going to try it again. I'm not convinced I'm ready to have Stag Junior straight.
I have.
Yeah, understandable.
Unless it was Scotch, James Morgan. I have not added water to bourbon.
Yeah, I don't add water either, James Morgan. I'll put an ice cube in a glass before I put water in there. Maybe I need to change
I've
my
never
ways.
water.
Maybe I need to do a few drops of water. But to me, I'll drop an ice cube in there first, and that's what I do with 1920 sometimes, not all the time. I enjoy 1920 straight most of the time, but if I start with it and it's hot, I'll put an ice cube in it. I have not put an ice cube in the Stag Junior, but that's exactly the same reasoning there, Derek. I mean, I know where you're coming from. It's hot.
Yeah, and by the way, I never had it until I had it at the bar,
Like,
and I was like, even with the ice cube in it, fellas, I was like, I love this shit. I want more of it.
What the hell's Big Vic saying there? Crying because y'all clown my shit. What's that mean?
we're making fun of his low light setup. Apparently, come on in, Vic. It's up on the chat.
Come
You know,
on, Vic. No one was clowning your.
No, we want to see you. You know, even though you are like my you're my YouTube nemesis because we started the channel on the same day, but it's okay. Come on in. The water's fine.
Vic, if you're here, baby, I wasn't clowning you, baby. I actually like your setup because you most relaxed son bitch I've ever met.
Hey, that's kind of what I like about the kind of pub style. But for me, like, there's some pub styles that are a lot. You get more than like 4 or 5, 6 people in there, and I'm like, everybody's yelling over everybody, and nobody can hear what anybody's saying. Like, that's their style, and I'm not gonna.
No. I want to stop you here. I'm going to stop you here, Scott. I think it depends on who you have online.
Yeah.
Let's just be clear. There's a guy who stands doing his entire time online with a whole bottle of whiskey behind him.
Oh, Independent Joe, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't say that shit. You did. I want to be clear. I didn't say it. You did.
Hey.
I'm just saying, if he was here,
He is here, so you better watch what you're saying.
The dynamic would be different because he talks a lot.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with Joe. I like Joe. Joe's a good dude.
No, Scott, I didn't say anything bad. Oh, come on, don't do that to me because I'm a visitor.
I'm not throwing you under the
because
bus.
I don't want you to put me in a position where I get blackballed. Look here, I didn't say nothing bad about Joe.
Derek,
I'm saying he
I think you're
talks
fine.
more than other people.
Normally not, I don't think, but sometimes maybe that's true. But I don't think normally he talks a lot.
Yeah, I mean, scotches definitely change in water. I don't have a lot of experience with scotch, but what I do have definitely changes.
I actually drank or bought, I should say, not necessarily drank, but bought a lot more scotches this past year than I did bourbons. And was really getting into scotches this past year, and I've enjoyed quite a few of them. But I'm trying to put that behind me now and get back into my bourbons and all that. So
I will say this: I don't like the taste of peat. Let's start with that. And if you go from I don't like the taste of peat to when I'm in the Caribbean, because that's where I vacation and lower all the property values, there's a lot of scotch. And I know why it is. I do know why it is. Every resort I go to, I ask the question, will you have Knob Creek? They put me on hold and they go, oh, sure, we do. And I know what happens. They look up Knob Creek and they see the word Jim Beam and they go, oh, yeah, we got that. We got that. And I show up at the resort and they have Jim Beam.
Ah,
It's that one.
And so as a result, I drank scotch. But
yeah.
I'm,
I mean,
that's
I'm in warm
unfortunate.
weather.
Yes.
I'm in warm weather near water. So okay.
that's the thing. Like, I think I'm definitely, if I go Scotch, I wanted to know my safe word a little bit. Like, I go for like the Octomores or like the heavy peat, you know, like Port
Mhm.
Charlotte 10 is so good. Like, if you've never had, like,
I don't know if that shit is available to me in the Caribbean. Because keep in mind, I'm in a paradox, right?
yeah,
I don't get the good shit in the Caribbean. I only get I don't forgot the name of that scotch. Johnny Walker.
okay.
Okay.
Depends
So
on which one, but yeah.
yeah,
they're okay.
so and by the way, depending on where you are in the resort, you get which label. All I'm saying is it's different. I'm not a Scotch guy, but if I'm on vacation, that's what I got to drink.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and
Talking
I'm
about
with you,
Nick.
Derek. I say I drank a lot of scotch last year. I bought a lot of scotch last year, all unpeated. I mean, I bet I bought several dozen bottles of scotch last year, and mostly Spaysides. I bought the classic Laddie, the Bruichladdich, uh, or that's Bruichladdich, but the Bunnahabhain 12, unpeated. So the couple of unpeateds from Isla, all unpeateds, and and I think I found that I definitely love like the ones with the more sherry influence, the heavy sherry. So I figured that out.
Right.
And the last two bottles I bought actually had some peat in it, and I've only opened one of them. So and that was the Scarabus, which is an Isla. I think it's actually made at what's the name of the place? Coila or something like that.
Oh yeah.
It's probably where it's from. But the other one I bought was the Port Charlotte 10, Scott. But I have not opened that one yet. That's why I've got a bottle of Port Charlotte 10 that I bought, but I haven't opened it yet. So
that was like the one bottle that I bought recently that I bought it and it's gone. like it went quick. Like
yeah,
Derek with his whatever Jack Daniels single barrel. To me, that was just I didn't have to think about it. I could just drink it, enjoy it, It could be cool weather outside and I'm just like it's in my feels, a little bit.
I agree.
I believe that I am going to like that one. I haven't cracked it yet, but the Scarabus is good, and Johnny Walker Black has a little bit of peat in it. So I mean I've had some blends that have a little bit of peat in them, but the
We had like a
Scarabus,
Highland Park or
Highland Park I love, and I bought a Highland Park cast strength, and I love Highland Park. And it has some peat in it. Yes,
it has peat, but it's not like in your face.
Yeah,
peat.
it's like Johnny Walker Black, I believe. Yeah, so it's very lightly peated. So the Scarabus is probably the one that I've actually opened and been drinking that has the most peat. And I've been trying to figure out the difference between peat and smoke, and they're not the same. I understand, and smoke and peat, which one I like, which one's if I like them both, I don't know. I've just been experimenting with it, but yeah, I think that's the Port Charlotte 10. I'm definitely gonna like. So I've just been scared to buy an Ardbeg or or any other Isla ones. I mean, I think I could handle a Lagavulin 16, but probably not a Lagavulin 8. It's like just from what I've read. So
yeah, that's true. The Lagavulin 8 is a little bit more.
A
little more punch,
or 8 or 10. I don't remember what it is, but yeah, the younger one,
because that's the
I think
cast
is
one.
definitely peatier, and the older one is more mature and all that. So But Lagavulin 16 is nowhere to be found around here. So, it's like,
There's a I love saying this. There's an American whiskey made in Oregon, made back westward, with WS toward WARD. Fuck that shit. It's Scotch. They can't legally say it's Scotch.
that's
But
an American single malt. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, an American single.
Thank you. Once you taste it, you know, oh yeah, this is them people. So it's not bad. I will say this, and please, everyone in the chat, you take the Westwood and make an old fashioned with it. Not only is it, I actually think, not only do I think it tastes good, I actually think because it's a fake Scotch, because they're not allowed to use that word, it's actually delicious. There's a Asian restaurant here in Chicago that has an old fashioned, and they serve it to you. And the first time I served it, I drank it. I looked at my wife and I was like, "This is made with Scotch." I was like, "No one has ever made a Scotch." James Morgan, I'll read your comments later because I heard you say sorry. But back to the conversation. I had an old.
Oh, he was just talking about most scotches are watered down anyway. So,
but when I was like, there was an old fashioned me with a Scotch at an Asian restaurant. I was like, who did this? This is a mistake. I told my wife, somebody fucked up back there in the bar. I was like, this is supposed to be bourbon. Okay. But I was like, it's intriguing that peat and all the other flavors that come in an old fashioned. I'm like, this shit worked.
wow.
All right.
So,
what did
talking
James
there,
say?
Jack.
Hold on. What you got there?
It's a Scotch, Old Pulteney
All right.
12.
old Pulteney.
I've been enjoying this one. You can see it's half empty here.
Yes, indeed.
But yeah, it doesn't have any peat in it. It's definitely
What's the proof on it?
briny. If anything, it's got some salt in it and all that from the
As
northern
James
coast.
Morgan puts out, salty dog.
Yeah.
What's the proof on that, by the way?
80 proof. I think it used to be. I think it used to be 80.
Oh, the paramedics.
86, but they lowered. But years ago, but they lowered it back down to 40.
Okay.
That's the thing. Most scotches are around 86, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right. And that, that the Westwood is, I think, at 100.
Us American bourbon drinkers, we like to let's go, give us the proof.
Exactly. And by the way, this might upset your sensibilities, Scott.
I
But
don't think it will.
fuck, I'm a rehearsed drunk. I want the smack in the mouth. And the problem.
Well, and I think that's why most people buy Stag Junior.
Yeah, and I think the problem I have with 80 proof is not because 80 proof whiskeys are bad. It is because 80 proof whiskeys give me no incentive to go to bed.
Oh, I was drinking. Was it St. Patty's Day? I only drank Irish whiskey. I was drinking,
You
Redbreast 12,
room. I
like
understand.
friggin' Jameson, little Teeling. It was all 80 proof, and I was maybe 4 or 5 pours in, and I was like, I don't even feel a buzz yet. Like, why is this? Like, I need to.
Yeah. By the way,
You drink that.
Count yourself. Count yourself lucky, Scott, and just move on. Because if that had been me, I'd have been in an emergency room, and I'm not looking forward to that. I have been places where people have done that to me, and 80 proof here, 80 proof there, and next thing I know, it's the next day.
Well, you know how to moderate yourself a little bit. And
Yeah, Scott, I'm not that smart, but thank
That's
you.
what he's saying. He may not know
can't,
that.
can't even. Hey, you know what? That's okay.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that stuff goes down so easy. It's like
Yeah,
it'll
it
sneak up
does.
on you.
And I
Absolutely.
think that's the problem. I think that's the problem. Because the reason I actually went from Merlot to Cabernet is because I want to be smacked in the mouth. I don't know if I want something to go down like Kool-Aid. If I want Kool-Aid, I want Kool-Aid. I really want to be smacked in the mouth. I'm sorry, fellas. When I started in this business, I started with Maker's Mark. Unfortunately, I moved to Knob Creek. And that, fellas, was the beginning of the end. Because once I went to Knob Creek, I was like, oh, this is a different flavor. And once I did that, once I said that to my head, I went off and running, and shit has never been the same since.
Yeah, but and I'm not an expert on any of this, but I think that flavor from the Knob Creek has to come from primarily from the age. I mean, it's the same distillate as Jim Beam. I mean, it could be
Yeah.
where it's at in the warehouse and the whole heat cycle and all that. But Jim Beam is just going to be 4 or 5 years old. Jim Beam Black used to be 8 years, 6 to 8. It's 8 years old, but now it's more like 6 or 7 years old. Knob Creek was 9 years, and now they dropped the age statement. They brought it back, but it's really it's that age statement, and that's where Scotch shines. I mean, right? There's so much stuff that's out there that's 12 year, 15 year, 18 year, and it's like, and that adds flavor, So. I mean, and there's Elijah Craig 18 also, right? So
Yes, which, by the way, which I have not tried, by the way, and I'm looking forward to the day I can actually get my hands on it. But I will say this: I understand everything you're saying. I really do. Except I've had Jim Beam in Jamaica.
Yeah.
I want to pause right there.
that's disappointing
I'm,
right
I'm,
there.
I'm going to
I mean,
pause.
that's
right there.
100% disappointing.
I'm going to
Derek.
pause right there, but I'm going to pause.
No,
See, when I'm
and sad. I mean, disappointing.
if I ever
and
go
sad,
to the
yes.
Caribbean, I'm gonna drink rum.
Yeah, Scott, I'm not going to act out. I you know what? I teach my children not to act out. I'm not going to act out either. So
You want to keep your clothes on, Derek? Is that what you're
God damn right. When I'm
saying?
when I'm away from my home, I'm going to behave the same way I do when I'm at home. I'm going to drink the whiskey, and if I can't drink the whiskey that I want, I'm going to drink some overpriced scotch.
All right. Thanks for coming in, OH. Good to see you.
Yeah, absolutely. OH, thanks.
I mean, if you have to be big team big, fine. That's fine. But there's a lot of love between Big Vic and I. There's
Oh
lots of
hell
love.
yeah! All of you guys hang out at the same spot.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm probably gonna wrap this up in about 5 minutes or so. And
All right, Scott, do me a favor. Let me just say this. Thank you for having me on. Okay.
hey, man, anytime.
I only jumped on because I was like, I saw the two of you. I was like, well, shit. I'm just gonna jump on and hang out with Scott.
Well,
Absolutely. Yeah, thanks for coming on, Derek.
It's kind of what these. I opened it up tonight because I didn't really have planned. Honestly, I didn't even know I was gonna go on until about 15 minutes to go left in Shelf Turds. And
I didn't know.
What?
Yeah. I saw on the Shelf Turds stream. Sorry, whiskeychannel.com. I saw
They'll never get me. They'll never get me to call.
Independent Joe started saying you were going live And it's like, and I went over to your stream, and it was like tomorrow night. I'm like, what
Oh.
is this? Is it tonight or tomorrow night?
Well, because I think I put it Eastern or whatever. I don't know how time zones work.
By the way, Scott, before you go, before you
Yep.
cut us off, look here. I like this color. I like this camera. I like this lighting. I like everything else. Okay. You don't look like an Undertaker here. Forgive me for what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
I think I've known of you for the past 3 months, 4 months,
Okay.
maybe 5 months.
Uh-huh.
And you look like an Undertaker the entire time. Okay.
Yeah, no, my lighting sucked. I agree.
So,
Your hair is fabulous tonight, Scott.
by the way, it doesn't matter. The camera can't hide that shit. Because even in bad camera, you can see his locks that go on and on and on. But my point is that color is outstanding. So
What are you talking about, Big Vic? If you're gonna talk shit, Big Vic, you got to come on camera, man. Like you can't just like be hiding in the background.
Maybe he's gonna go live when you shut down.
You're gonna go live. Are you gonna go live after me?
Yeah, you going live, Big Vic? You going
Come on
live?
now. One of us got to carry it on. I was just arguing, or I was, not really arguing, but I was talking to somebody the other day how it seems like Whiskey Tube could totally have like a 24-hour network.
Absolutely.
It seems like somebody's always going live when somebody's not, and
unfortunately, I have to meet with my VP tomorrow. So at some point, I need to take my dumb ass to bed. I'm willing to hang out with you fellas for a little while longer.
Yeah, definitely. I'm probably gonna shut this down in a couple of minutes here, probably 15. But
regardless, Scott, I had a good time, baby.
Yeah. So if you're in the background and you want to come on and join the after party for a little bit, I don't know how long I'll go on, but come on in and we'll save a spot for you. Big Vic, come on in. But yeah, I just want to say, thank you all for joining.
And by the way, Prescription Bourbon, God damn it. I know you told me your given name. God damn it. I gotta write you down, god damn it.
Yeah, write me down, Derek. It's David,
Because
by the way.
I've hung out.
I mean, DMC's fine, but
I've hung
David,
out with
either
you
way.
before, and it's a shame that I don't remember your name. There are other people like that. Yeah, fuck that shit. What's your name? Sorry,
David.
All right.
Or DMC, either one. So
I think we whenever you sign into your Prescription Bourbon account, we use DMCKY, and then whenever you do the DMCKY, we do Prescription Bourbon. I don't know. We always flip it, which is funny.
It's not that. It's not that. It's like me and him have talked before. Me and David have talked before.
Yep.
All right. And yeah, me and David have talked before. God knows whose stream, but we've talked before. And it's a damn shame that I don't have his name on this sheet of paper.
Hey man, it's hard. It's hard to remember everybody.
yeah, I mean, I don't jump on lives that often, So, but I've been on lives with you before, Derek. Absolutely,
Right.
A couple times.
Hey,
we talked.
But, yeah.
David, I appreciate you coming on, and Derek, I appreciate you coming on. We are probably going to wrap this up in about a minute or so. So if you're in the background, let's just go ahead and pop in and let's.
By the way,
You could like and subscribe on your way out if you already have it.
bourbon in the hand or something, because
Eric, shh, I'm going to wrap this up and then we can talk after. All right. But hey, I appreciate every one of you, and just want to cheers with saying that with whiskey, there's always winners. So thank you.
Cheers,
Cheers
Scott.
everybody.